Hi class, how you guys doing? Welcome to Logo, Symbol, and Icon, Module 6. All right guys, so Module 5, we are done with Module 5, right? And in Module 5, we see that, let me bring this down a little bit so we can fit it in the window. There we go. So this is just the syllabus. That's not good enough. Hold on one second. Okay, here we go. So, sorry about that. I'm just in the syllabus right here, but I just want you guys to see. This is welcome to Module 6, right? So, Module 5, we had our, well, first of all, we had in Module 4, we introduced the concept development stage for the team symbol project, right? So that means that concept development is due at the end of week 5. So that should be submitted this week. And then, of course, we introduced the rough stage, and that will be due at the end of week 6. So that said, and then, of course, your final team symbol logo mockup should be due at the end of week 7. So let's go ahead and take a look at Module 6, see what's going on. So Module 5 was good. I thought Module 5 was good. I think that one of the things I would like to bring up about Module 5 is the presentation. Guys, go through each other's videos and take note of my comments on presentation. As a designer, you should strive to be impeccable in your presentation. And that means craft. That means everything from the way that your presentation is mounted, the way that the board is trimmed. I mean, craft, the background in the photograph, it's all very relevant, and it's also very pertinent and very closely related to your upcoming careers in design, where presentation is a huge part of your daily process. That said, presentation should be impeccable. I mean, there's designers in my studio, I don't accept anything below perfection. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've actually let designers go. And I think that all studios can say the same thing, that designers have been let go because they have lacking presentation skills. So design skill is only a portion of the formula that makes a successful designer. So presentation is extremely, extremely important. And I think it's very important for you to remember that moving on through your student career and into your careers as professional designers. All right, so last week we explored the practices of applying symbols to logo design. We already looked at icon and how it's related to logo development. Now, last week we looked at symbols and how they're related to logo development. So this week, of course, or last week, we also took the liberty of finding and defining poorly crafted symbols and logos for the team football helmet project. And it's important, again, it's very important to be able to recognize, not only recognize, but be able to articulate the reasons why a particular logo doesn't meet the mark or is not considered to be successful. This week, we want to talk a little bit about the importance of research to the design project. Now, listen, guys, this is going to come as brand new to some of you. Others, I think, are understanding this to a very high degree, but research is a critical portion of graphic design. Critical. I'm going to be honest with you. Back when I was in my undergrad design program, I started learning about research, and I'm like, I thought we were just going to make things look cool. I'm just being honest with you. I mean, that's what I thought. I had no idea there was so much research involved in graphic design, and there is. It's a research-intensive practice, a discipline. It really is. I mean, the more research and I don't care if you're designing something like a simple a trifold brochure for a client, a logo, a magazine ad. I mean, research is the name of the game. So a couple of things that you want to, well, I'll go through this more in a second, but a couple of critical elements that you want to think about in research is look at what the competition is doing. It's very important. How is your competition communicating with your target market? And the other thing of relevant importance is developing your target market. I think most design students make the mistake of keeping their target market too broad, You really want to narrow down the topic, as we see right here. You want to narrow down your target audience too. So for whatever project is, you want to get that target audience as streamlined and as targeted in and really, really dialed in as accurately as possible. So a successful target market wouldn't be something like all individuals between the age of 20 and 60. That's just not a good target. You can't communicate to a 20-year-old female the same way you're going to communicate to a 56-year-old man. Do you see what I'm saying? It's two different, completely different, almost completely different cultures associated. So you really have to define the target market in order to effectively communicate. One of my favorite examples to use there is, you're not going to walk into a bar in France and order a drink in German. Do you see what I'm saying? You're not going to walk into your local corner bar and order a drink in French. They don't understand you because you're not speaking their language. The same thing can be said about graphic design. You have to speak the language that your target audience is accustomed to, expects, and can identify the most closely with. And again, the best example there is you just cannot communicate the same way to a 20-year-old female as you would expect to communicate to an elderly male. Okay? Right. So I'm narrowing a topic. Read through this, guys. It's important stuff. So in a lot of research, you can boil it down to what's called reporters' questions. Who, what, when, where, why, how. Answer those questions at a minimum. Answer every one of those questions in all of your design work from this moment forward in your design career, right? It's important. I know it sounds simplistic, but start practicing it. In 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you're going to be a better designer if you keep these words in your mind while you're designing. Who are you designing for? What are you designing? Where is it going to be seen? When is it going to be seen? Why are you designing? And how did you accomplish your objectives? Okay, so we have research development. These are some very basic client brief. Establish your objectives, establish the message, and what messages not only you want to include, but what messages should be omitted. So what kind of what kind of message are you delivering that you don't want? Collateral damage, I like to call it. So what kind of collateral message are you delivering that you don't want? Think about that. And of course, research. And this, my friends, is critical. Sketch, 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 then sketch some more. Sketching is so important. I can't even emphasize how important the sketching stage is. So please understand, you don't have to be the next Rembrandt of sketch artists, guys. You don't. All you have to do is be able to communicate your ideas. Look, if you don't consider yourself a great sketch artist, that's fine. Sketch your work and label it. Just describe what's happening in the sketches. The idea is to communicate your ideas. Nobody's going to grade. Well, that's not true. I'm going to grade you on your sketches, but in the real life, no one's going to say, oh, geez, that designer has really lousy sketches. I'm not going to hire them. No, it's about how you communicate your ideas. The sketch stage itself is so important because it springboards ideas. You are able to generate ideas much faster and more efficiently in the sketch stage than you are on the computer. When you're sketching, you're springboarding ideas. Your mind is moving. Every time you come with a new idea, make a little sketch, make a thumbnail. Next thing you know, your page is going to be filled with ideas. If you go straight to the computer without sketching, you're going to have 1/100th of the ideas that you have. You just can't generate. It's been proven via research and statistics show that we're not able to generate ideas as quickly while working on the computer as we are in the sketching stage. So I think that speaks for itself. Benefits of designing research, that's important stuff. And then we have, of course, these outstanding external links that I really want you to take. This is a research book. It's a PDF. Download it and keep it. It's great. It's really a great little presentation. Attendance question. Where are we? Okay, 200-word minimum, guys. Using the course reference. There's no surprise here. Got a reference to your response. Use your own words to describe why research is so important to the design process. Give examples, guys. Give examples, and also give any kind of personal experience that you have with research or the lack of research and how it affected an outcome of a particular project that you were working on. Okay. You guys, by the way, are doing a great job in the discussion board. Love the engagement. Really good job on your response posts, guys. Fantastic stuff. Learning objectives. We have that. We have our graded criteria. We have our module agenda. All right. Then we have our assignment. This is the final digital mock-up for your symbols. All right. This is for the team symbol, I should say. So your digital file should be highly cohesive. I'm just going to read through this as a reminder, guys, including your team's symbol rendered out to completion using Adobe Illustrator. Your final design should be professionally mounted on 6x6 black foam core presentation board and photograph. Final presentation should be a multi-page PDF with the final digital symbol shown on page 1 and the digital Photoshop mock-up on page 2. Then on page 3, you're going to include photographs of the final symbol and the mounted digital mock-ups. Okay, so what's a digital mock-up? This is a nice little video that shows you one idea for mocking up your logo on a football helmet, but you can mock it up any way you want. It's going to entail using Photoshop, more than likely, but not necessarily. I would prefer that you mock it up on an actual photograph as opposed to an illustration. So a real life live shot like this, like the football, the logo on the football, right? But you're going to be putting it on a helmet. All right, so take this tutorial here and feel free to take other tutorials, and let's get this ready for presentation. Again, so we have, just to reiterate, we have a 3-page final presentation. It's a multi-page PDF. The final digital symbol, just the new logo for the team, is on page 1. The digital Photoshop mock-up is on page 2. That's where it's on a football helmet, or you know what I'm saying. It's mocked up on an actual image of a football helmet. And then on page 3, you're going to include photographs of the final symbol and the mounted digital mock-ups. So that's photographs of you're going to print the actual symbol itself, mount it. Then you're also going to take your mock-up where you put it on a football helmet. You're going to print that and mount it. Okay. All right, guys. So those are my recommendations, and for the final project. So if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to let me know. I'll be glad to clarify. All right. Thanks, everyone.